Hey everyone, it's Mr. Flying Pig HD here, joined with
Who?
Heston Blumenthal.
Heston Blumenthal who?
Henry Hotspur.
Is Heston Blumenthal actually a person?
Yeah, he's a chef, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Old Heston.
What's he cook?
Food.
Yeah, what type of cuisine, mate?
I'm guessing, English cuisine.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
But
Anybody knows that? Comment below.
I don't know who he is, mate.
No, he's like one of these uppity, real posh, hoity-toity type tossers, you know?
Right, okay.
Yeah, a bit of a Hugh Funny Whitting stall, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Hey everyone, so we're just doing a little preview about the England versus Slovakia game taking place today, 5 PM UK time in Slovakia. It's a World Cup qualifier. Big Sam's first game in charge, so quite interesting to see how we're going to play, how it's going to differ from the shocking performance in the Euros under Roy Hodgson. Sam Allardyce has actually selected a very similar team, only 3 changes from the side that Roy Hodgson was putting out in the Euros, so not obviously the not too much change in personnel, but hopefully the mentality and the style of play and the way we approach a game is going to be worlds apart. What do you reckon?
Well, classic public opinion, as always with the England team at the moment, just seems to be, from what I'm sort of reading in the papers or listening to on the radio, is kind of like, we're going to do shit. Like, fucking, his team selection's like 3 changes from what Roy had in the Euros. And it's just like, why not just give him a chance? Let him play a match. For goodness' sake.
You should be giving him a chance. I mean, it is actually one of our toughest games in the group. Roy Hodgson, Sam Allardyce has actually said that he'll be happy with a draw from this game because he believes it is our toughest game, Slovakia away. Some decent players in there, but surely we've got to be battering Slovakia.
How could he be saying he'd be happy with a draw?
He can't be happy with a draw.
Shut up. This ain't Sunderland.
I know, shut up,
England.
Sam. Yeah.
You know?
This is England, okay? Would you be happy with a draw if you were Manchester United and you're going away to Sunderland? And you said I'll be happy with a draw beforehand. I don't think so.
Yeah, no wonder there's a little bit of discontent really already in the media, etc., etc. But we'll see. He needs to just go out and win, doesn't he? Really.
I mean, plus you've only got a certain amount of players, so of course it's going to be a very similar squad. Some of the major talking points: keeping Rooney as captain, selecting Rooney for this game. Actually, do you know what? What do you think about him releasing his team so far before the game?
I think, why not? Because it always gets leaked anyway, doesn't it? So he thought, well, might as well just bite the bullet and announce it.
Yeah, I suppose
it's an interesting one, especially not for a friendly. This is a qualifier. Letting Slovakia. Slovenia are also in our qualifiers. So easy mistake to make.
A lot of Slovenes there, Slavs.
But Slovakia, obviously the coach there, whoever he is, would have already studied that team selection, and he's had 2 days to sort of plan against it. I mean, could Allardyce turn up with a completely different team?
No.
Would he be allowed to do that, or is he allowed to
you have to select it before the game, like a couple of hours before.
So just imagine if it was just completely different.
Yeah.
Like the whole 11 was different.
Huge
Fair play.
mind
I'd
games.
love that. It's like Mourinho in disguise, isn't it? Wearing some fat suit. Do you know what I mean?
That would be quite impressive if he did that.
Amazing.
I don't think he's going to do that. I think it just means also
our team would be shit though, wouldn't it? If all of those 11 players didn't
were
play.
different. Yeah.
Okay, so who would be the secondary squad then? Let's just work it out. So it's what, Butland in goal. Then you've got
the players that you didn't even select.
Nathaniel Klein. Why is Luke Shaw not starting? I mean, I love Tottenham Hotspur's left back, Danny Rose, and right back was Kyle Walker. But I think Shaw's played well.
I don't know. Maybe what is that?
Is
about?
he
He's
injured?
been sent home. He must have picked up an injury or
Well,
something.
okay.
I don't really know
So
what's
he might
going
have
on.
started.
Well,
then.
I don't know that, but he's gone home from.
But we'd certainly be having, let me just finish this quick sort of secondary team here. So Luke Shaw on the left back, Nathaniel Klein on the right, and then in centre backs, well, it's Chris Smalling, and who else have we got
John Stones?
There? No, John Stones is starting.
Playing, is he?
He's playing.
Shit.
Who else have we got? We do have an issue, don't we, at centre back? It just goes to show because there's no, John Terry.
Phil Jones.
Well, yeah, Phil Jones then.
Probably be Phil Jones, and you'd have Ross Barkley in the centre of the park.
Ross Barkley, Dele
It's actually quite a decent side.
Yeah,
should be
bad,
beating Slovenia, Slovakia.
But Barkley's not even in the squad, is he?
No, that's
a bit of a joke in itself.
That is a joke, Big Sam. I mean, Ross Barkley has had a great start of the season as well. Yeah, great young talent. Why wouldn't you select him? That is a bit of a confusing one for me. I don't understand why he's done that.
Makes
what
no sense to me
Sam?
at all.
You big-faced fiend.
Kane's had a bit of a shock at the start of the season, as he did last
and in
season.
The Euros.
Really, he's in my fantasy football team, but he ain't doing shit.
Mate, that's not a good idea.
He set up a goal the other day, but
That is not a good idea, having him in your fantasy team.
Sturridge is being a little bit of a crybaby at Liverpool at the moment. Wants to play down the middle. Start fucking playing like someone that can play down the middle, innit, up front. Because, he reckons he's
I think he's a good finisher, Danny. Sorry, he's got a lot of pace. I'd be playing him at striker in my side.
I'm surprised Allardyce doesn't have Jermaine Defoe in there. Does he not have Jermaine Defoe in the squad?
No.
If I was Defoe, I'd be well fucked off with that. I'd be like, mate, I just scored you however many goals, kept your team up, got you the England job, essentially, and you ain't even picking me. Fucking fat cunt. You know what I mean?
You might select him at some stage. I bet you Jermaine Defoe makes a return in the England squad.
I'd like to see him there as an ex-Spurs player, obviously, but I think he's still got it. He's certainly, Harry Kane has not scored a goal, is he?
I would have rather have had Jermaine Defoe at the Euros and that Harry Kane mug based on the performance of the Euros anyway.
I'd rather have Defoe take the corners. Potentially, I don't know.
I know, why get your tallest centre forward? That still pisses me off, mate, Harry Kane taking corners.
Oh, yeah.
Big Sam's first thing in charge is selecting him to take
Who will be taking corners tonight?
Well,
that's going to be a big one, isn't it?
Let's
get your money on.
Wayne Rooney, I reckon.
There must be odds on this somewhere.
Wayne Rooney taking the corners. Why wouldn't you have Rooney taking the corners? He does take corners for United sometimes. He's not the tallest, not the biggest aerial threat. Let him take the corners.
How's Sterling's delivery? Can he take corners?
No. Sterling's delivery is terrible, mate.
No, fair enough then. Okay.
It's like Iceland delivery or something.
Okay.
You pay for what you get, really, don't you?
Okay. So anyway, let's talk about team selection for tonight. Starting from the back, Joe Hart obviously just going to Torino. Just be disgraced by Pep Guardiola. Not really, but
as have about 6 or 7 other people. Mario Balotelli's agent calling him a piece of shit or something.
Wow.
You see that?
Wow, that's massive.
So Pep Guardiola is a piece of shit or a shit bag or something like that.
Bit harsh, really.
I don't know.
Who knows what's happened between them? Maybe Pep shagged his missus or something. Who knows? Shag the agent's missus as well. Free some.
But a lot of people leaving City, of course. It will be interesting to see how Joe Hart plays tonight, of course, because.
But would you have anyone else in there between the
sticks?
Not
not considering really? Fraser Forster is injured.
Butland, what about Butland? Is he out as well?
I think he might be out as well, is he? I think Butland might be out. I think you've got that Pickford guy who you could choose, who's just ridiculously young.
You've got to have Joe Hart in there.
How many English goalkeepers are there now?
Yeah. Get David Seaman out of retirement.
I just said Pickford, for fuck's sake. That's how little the talent is.
Yeah, so it's just got to be Joe Hart there. Right? So moving on. So Danny Rose left back. Luke Shaw is injured, yes or
I'm happy with Danny Rose at left back anyway.
It's got to be Danny Rose. But it's a close one between Shaw and Rose.
Yeah,
Shaw's played
going forward, I'd say Luke Shaw's got much more potential. He should be the number 1 left back. But the way Danny Rose played last season and even during the Euros, I thought he was decent,
relatively solid.
Yeah, I'd definitely select Danny Rose.
Scored for Spurs the other day, so he's good.
And we've got Cahill and Stones at centre back, yeah?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm not overly impressed with that. It would look so much better. I know it pains me to say, everybody, there's a lot of people that agree with this, but John Terry coming out, and there's some discussion about maybe that could actually happen under Sam Allardyce, whereas it wouldn't really happen to anybody else. But Big Sam, the way he is, he could probably coax out John Terry back out of retirement into the England national side.
The issue with John Terry is there's just too much public opinion on the fact, obviously with the racism, etc., etc.
The fact he's a massive prick.
I think I was listening to radio the other day, and a lot of people phoning in, from the black community, just saying they would not want to see him playing, would not want to see him in an England shirt, and it's like, well, when you got Danny Rose playing to the left side of you, then maybe that would cause an issue. I don't know.
That maybe does make some sense. Yeah,
so,
I see what you're saying. But he is still. I mean, I hate to say it, but he's still probably first name on the team sheet in terms of centre backs for me. John Terry. He is a great centre back. So no, it probably won't happen. But if it did, I would sort of be quite happy about it. I think every time he put on the England shirt, he defended like an absolute lion.
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah. No, he always done a good job. But there we go. But got to move on. He's 35 now. What is he? 36, pretty much.
And he's a massive bellend.
Yeah. An absolute.
I can't.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Kyle Walker right back.
Nathaniel
Klein. He doesn't always.
I'm just not that impressed with Kyle Walker. Okay. Actually, in the Euros, he was good, wasn't he?
He was really good.
Yeah, fair enough. That was a good performance from Kyle Walker in the Euros, but I'm not overly impressed with him. I think he's very, very limited.
Better than Nathaniel Klein.
That's the best you're ever going to see him in the Euros. Maybe better than Nathaniel Klein at this stage, but I think Nathaniel Klein will be better in a couple of seasons. So maybe it's the right decision to give Walker the nod for now. Who else are you going to have at right back anyway? It's sort of got to be Kyle Walker, really.
Yeah, well, Nathaniel Klein, isn't it? Really, that's the options you've got.
And then in the centre of the park,
well, you've got Dyer lining up with Henderson, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I don't like that either. That is not fantastic. Henderson shouldn't be anywhere near the England national side. The guy's fucking gastastic.
But if you want to play, if you want to play in that 4-2-3-1 formation, and you've got Dyer lining up with someone else that's semi-defensive minded, you couldn't put Barkley or Ali or any players like that next to Dyer in that position.
Yeah, but you could put somebody else in there, couldn't you?
Like who?
I don't know.
Rooney?
Give me a moment.
But that's too much of a
I don't like that anyway. I don't like Rooney playing that deep. I like him sort of number 10, maybe even slightly deeper than that, but not as the 2 in the 4-2-3-1.
So this is the problem that we have is, I always fancied Dyer holding that position on his own and just having more of an attacking setup. But if that's how Big Sam wants to play it, then who else do you put there? He's got to be Henderson. Or James Milner.
But why couldn't you have...
But James Milner's past it. He's retired. Right, there we go. So he's gone. Gareth Barry.
Why couldn't you put Delarani with
Ali's too attacking minded.
But you have that balance, don't you? One of them's more defensive, one of them goes forward a little bit more. You're creative deep line playing.
Maybe that just goes to show that Sam's tactics is too defensive.
Well, I think it looks very defensive from having Jordan Henderson and Eric Dyer in there.
I haven't seen enough on Henderson to really comment on it, but that just goes to show he ain't that great because I've never really needed to say too much about him.
I don't think he's fantastic. He sort of gets you a 6 out of 10 every week. Bit of a James Milner, not as good as James Milner actually. I don't think. What do you think about that?
I don't know.
The three in the trident of penetration there would be who then? Who's the three?
Lallana, Rooney, and Sterling.
Lallana, Rooney, and Sterling. See, Sterling's just an absolute headless chicken.
Sterling will be bombing down that right side or left side.
He's a useful player. We'll rip teams like Slovakia and Newcastle. He should do anyway.
Lallana's will be coming in a bit more, but he'll be playing the other side.
Wayne Rooney's playing number 10 then,
I'd imagine Rooney playing through the middle. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
Or would he be playing
on the right? And who we got up top, Vardy or Kane? Kane.
Right,
so I'd always give Vardy the nod. 100% give Vardy the nod. Why don't you want a player who's got that pace, get in behind defences, take it to the corners, stretch their defence? I've always thought Vardy's a better player than Kane, quite frankly. I know Kane was scoring goal after goal after goal after goal. Look at it in the Euros, though. Look at the comparison.
I think Vardy's a completely different type of player. Yeah. I wouldn't say Vardy's better than Kane.
I'm having it.
I mean, Kane's had 2 good seasons. Vardy's had 1. I know they just won the Premier League. Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't have good seasons before that, but...
Look at how they both have played for the England national side as well. Who's performed better for England? It's got to be Vardy.
Well, yeah,
got to be Vardy.
I can't disagree with that, really.
So, yeah, that's the England side. It should be capable of beating Slovakia.
It's a very safe side, I think. It's not a very exciting team, but at the same time, it's quite a... Well, I'd have Dele Alli in there.
I would as well. 100% have Dele Alli. I'd have that Jordan Henderson prick benched. Don't care if you have to change.
To be honest, I'd put Lallana back with Dyer.
Lallana and Dyer as the 2. Yeah, but Lallana's just a complete little bitch, isn't he? He's just not physical enough in that position whatsoever.
I think he's got a good delivery of the ball. I mean, but I wouldn't want to put anyone else back there. That's the issue that we've got.
Maybe Wayne Rooney then. Team. Yeah, we need a better.
But now you're going back to Rooney. 2 seconds ago, you said I'd never play Rooney that deep.
No, I didn't say that. I just said I don't like him there. But when you look at the options, he's the sort of player he can play him anywhere on the pitch. So you can put him there. He can have a shitter of a game, or he can have a wonderful game. He's that type of player. You know. But he's
I might swap Kane out for Vardy. I don't know. It's a hit or miss there, but it depends.
If you're playing a 4-2-3-1, I just love having the real pacey striker because he gets in behind. If he's not taking it towards goal 1-on-1, then he can take it to the corners. He can stretch their defence, and then he can get balls in for the supporting players. The 3, the Rooneys, the Sterlings, the Lallanas, etc. A lot easier than playing wingers just down the lines and trying to get them into Kane, which is what I think we're going to do under Big Sam. Because he likes his players with a bit of...
There's so many England players out there, it's like, what's going on with them? It's like, what's happened to the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain?
Oh, such a shame, such a bright spot.
Andros Townsend. I'm not mentioning Arsenal players, I'm a massive Arsenal fan, but, there's players that have sort of come and gone in there. Barkley's obviously not in there now again. And the old Andros,
I'd actually select Andros Townsend, even though, he's not really been prominent. Is he still at Newcastle in the Championship? Or not? He left, didn't he?
I think he's gone to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah. He's gone to Crystal Palace. So, okay, I don't know how he's got on the start of this season, but based on his performances for England, when he was selected under Hodgson, he deserves to be in
All
the squad.
Townsend is doing now is just spending time at home watching videos on Christian Benteke and how to get the ball to his head. I imagine that's what they're probably doing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're probably working on that. Yeah.
Interesting with Palace. Just quickly, Crystal Palace spending 30-something million on Benteke.
That is a good signing.
I mean, to be fair, Benteke has the best header, is the best aerial threat in the Premier League, apart bar Zlatan Ibrahimovic, potentially. Other than him, who else? Who else is better in the box? I don't know. I haven't been impressed with Lukaku recently. He didn't do well in the Euros. He looked shaky for Everton last season.
Yeah. No, that is a mental signing. But anyway, Andros Townsend, lots of players that have gone out the England side that I agree with. It's a shame maybe they're not still featuring, but I guess you've got to pick it based on form, or you say that, and most managers don't. They just pick it on reputation, don't they? So
quite right. Well, be interesting to see what happens tonight. We're hoping for the win. I think we certainly can win. Slovakia, really, we should be talking about their side.
I don't know too much about them. It's Martin Skirtle, was he Slovakian?
I think, and he's
he Serbian?
He's not at Liverpool anymore as well. He's been transferred out. Yeah. I can't remember where he's gone to now. I think he might be Serbian actually. Bosnia, hasn't it?
But another major talking point is Wayne Rooney still is England captain. I think that's a no-brainer, really, just based on who you've got in the side. They're a bunch of melters, There's nobody really there with that leadership quality that you look for. It's not a big talent pool in terms of who's captain in their sides in the Premier League, etc. So Wayne Rooney's got to be. He's the most experienced person out there. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people don't think his input to the England national side is fantastic, or that he should even be in the starting 11. But come on, he is. Who else are you going to have as England captain?
Well, there's no one else.
You can't have anybody else England captain. Really. Everybody else is a complete melter.
I'd have Jamie Vardy as captain. I know that would be a completely different approach to go down. But if Vardy did start and he was start with the captain's armband and that had been announced, how many people would turn around and go, "No, that's a shit idea"?
Well, he doesn't captain Leicester's side, does he?
It doesn't. At the same time, it doesn't sound silly. I remember in the Euros, Vardy coming on when I think we were playing Iceland, and I know that he didn't change the game for us, and we still lost and went out of the competition. But I remember coming on, and that was probably the best part of the whole game for us, was Vardy coming on and encouraging the other players. I think he said something along the lines of "fucking come on."
Yeah.
But, he had
the Wales game, was it, where he scored the goal?
Potentially, but
it was the Iceland game. You're right.
Yeah, I think it was. But he seems to have that kind of character where he can lead the team. Why was all the Leicester players around his house when they won the Premier League?
That's a
He's the kind of guy that's people seem to
Yeah,
like him, and he's a leader. So
not a terrible idea.
If we have to make a shout, then that's my shout right there.
But obviously, Big Sam Allardyce hasn't got Vardy in his plans as the number one starting striker based on this selection.
You certainly can't have Harry Kane as captain, can you?
You can't have Kane as captain. What an
Do you still want me taking the corners, lads? It's like, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely
Absolute
not.
Melter. But no, he better start doing well for Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully he just carries on that vein of the Euros form all season long for Spurs.
Don't be silly.
He can't play that
silly.
back,
Aguero out for 3 matches. Obviously, was desperate. They were desperate to get him back in for the game against United.
Come on, no Aguero in the Manchester derby.
In a way, do you not think it's almost a shame? Wouldn't it have been better for them to have him in for you to win?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, if we won.
Look at wearing his City colours today.
Decreases our chances of.
But he's got Aguero on the back.
I only wear City colours so when I'm eating bad food, so I can just stain it up. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
That's what I do. Now just chuck it in the bin.
Yeah.
£2 Primark's worth it. Wipe my ass with it later. I'll get a Spurs one next time, mate, don't worry. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the chances of England versus Slovakia later on in World Cup qualifying in Slovakia. Hopefully going to be a comfortable victory for us. I've got a feeling it's going to be a dire 1-1 draw. I think Big Sam Allardyce has sort of predicted what's going to happen. It is one of our toughest fixtures away in Slovakia. It's a reasonably hostile environment. It's not going to be an easy game. So I think it's going to be a draw. I know that's pretty shocking. We should be comfortably winning this game. What do I know? Hopefully we do win. But I just don't see Big Sam's first game in charge being that fruitful and that productive.
I have to be honest though, I do see where Big Sam's coming from in terms of, the teams that we've got in our group.
I think Scotland's our toughest game.
Slovakia, I think, is our toughest.
Maybe on paper, but the whole derby thing with Scotland and the fact that it's such a neighbour rivalry, that adds a different element. That'll be a tougher game.
That's true. Slovakia were in the Euros, they were in the World Cup. They've got, just looking up some of the players they've got. Yes, you're quite right. Skirtle, obviously, captain in Slovakia. You got Hamzik, You got players like
old
Duda, they got Wise, who's
Tim Wise, the keeper. Is that?
Wait, so I did have the
don't know if he's Slovakian or German.
Vladimir Wise.
Oh right.
Or Weiss.
Vlad Wise, yeah.
But
The well-known Vlad Wise.
You know, he's not bad. But other teams that we got in our group, obviously, were Scotland, Slovenia, as mentioned earlier, Lithuania, and Malta.
Yeah, we've got to be destroying all of those. The thing is, it's never a debate about whether England qualify for these tournaments, or at least it shouldn't be. You look at that group. Big Sam's qualifying for that tournament. If he doesn't qualify, he's hanging up and castrating, doesn't he? But because anybody could qualify from that group. It's all about what we do in the final tournament. That's where England is shit. We breezed through qualifying. Roy Hodgson's qualifying campaign for the Euros was tremendous because we're playing all these shit teams, we're battering them. But when we actually get to it and we play an half-decent side, not even a half-decent side, but when there's something at stake, we bottle it! We bottle it, lads!
What's going to be a sad day for me is one day it's going to happen where they wheel out old Harry Redknapp from his retirement home to manage the England team because they finally realise he was the man for the job and he's like 90 fucking years old.
You need to let it go, mate. You need to let it go, mate.
I mean, it should have been Redders. It really winds me up that, you know. Who else out there thinks Harry Redknapp should have at least been manager at this point?
At the time,
for the
should have gone to Harry instead of Roy Hodgson. 100%.
Well, I would have had him this time instead of Big Sam. I would have had. Would you not have been more happy to have old Harry Redknapp?
Well, he had a bit of a fat male with QPR, didn't he?
I don't give a fuck about QPR. He takes down teams that are shit.
What a manager!
That's what he's about. He did well with the United. He did well with Tottenham Hotspur. He done all right with Portsmouth, and then they went down financially. But he
went down because of him, probably.
He knew he was moving on though. After that, do you know what I mean? It's like squeeze the most out of the bitch, and then when she's done, just move on to the next one, isn't it?
Hit it, then quit it. Right, lads and lasses, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hope you're looking forward to the England game later. Be doing something for it later, maybe a live stream or a video afterwards. We shall see. Not sure yet. Maybe some technical issues. I'm going to try and get it sorted out beforehand for a live commentary. But thanks for watching. This is Mr. Flying PhD and Henry Hotspur. Have yourself a good one. Come on, England.
Really disappointed with those technical issues. That's all your fucking fault. Waiting all day to come around and do a live vid. You know, you had all day to set it up, make sure it's all running smoothly. What happened? Absolutely.
I actually left my microphone at home, mate. That was the main issue. Yeah. We had to use a different microphone. It was cracking. It was bullshit. Okay, but there is internet issues here. There's random access memory issues. You wouldn't understand, mate. Okay, I'm trying to address these issues. You'll see soon. Thanks very much for watching. Have yourself a good one. Take it easy.
See you later.